Hello friends, this is the last video of this chapter of class 12 home science, chapter 1, work, livelihood and career. Here we will discuss about work and work environment. So work is something that you are doing. Okay, so that is work. So it is very important that you have a culture of creating happiness and healthy work environment, because work environment is also very important for that will lead to job satisfaction. So what are the environments that we are talking about? Paying adequate attention to the individuals in addition to the organizational needs, their expectations and all those. Providing an attractive and safe work environment, matching the person to the task, ensuring and facilitating technical competence, making the job interesting and challenging, fostering team spirit and team responsibility, being fair and treating people equally, building a positive work climate and ethos, motivating individuals and providing sustained opportunities for self-development of employees. Developing employees through training, building confidence, feedbacks, support, positive reinforcement, and empowering employees and giving them the authority wherever appropriate. So all those are very important. Now we have seen that employees are asset to the organization. Okay, so there are two international organizations like International Labour Organization and World Health Organization that takes care of the occupational safety and the health of every employees. Now what is occupational health? Occupational health is the promotion and maintenance of highest degree of physical, mental and social well-being of workers in all occupation. That is a total health of all at work, everyone. So the purpose for this is to maintain and promote physical and mental and social well-being of the workers, to achieve maximum human efficiency and machine efficiency, reduce occupational hazards and accidents, to prevent occupational disease and injuries, to reduce absenteeism due to illness and enhance productivity, and to adapt the workplace and the work environment to the needs of the workers. And it should be preventive rather than curative. So needs to prevent any kind of issues. Now, in short, I can say that goal of occupational health is nothing but to take care of the health and safety of the working environment, a well-functioning, a good working community. So it is very much important that one ensures the premises are safe, the machineries and materials are safe, system of work, the work environment and facilities are safe. Information, instructions, training and supervision is provided about the safety, and the employees' working ability vis-a-vis the load is assessed and their health status is monitored. Above all, hazards are eliminated. So you will know if anybody is working in the nuclear plants, they are provided with a shield given to them so that it is tracked. There is a badge that is provided to them. So this badge would say whether they are safe or not when they are working with the nuclear materials. Okay, so it is very much important. The noise level, the industrial hygiene, the protection against electric shock, everything should be taken care of. Okay, there should be protective clothing that is required. So lubrication, everything needs to be taken care of. Now, what are occupational hazards? Occupational hazards, they are the physical, chemical and biological, mechanical and psychological. So there are 5 types of occupational hazards. The harms that can happen to an employer at the workplace. So physical Due to heat, it can be fever, cramps, exhaustion, burns can take place. For cold, they can have frostbite. For noise, they can have occupational deafness, leukemia. Electricity, there can be burns and shocks. Likewise, for chemicals, you can have toxicity, eruptions in the skin absorptions can take place. Asphyxiants, carbon monoxide, hydrogen sulfide can cause various diseases, respiratory issues. Irritant gases are there. So inorganic dust are also there. So there are various, if I talk about biological bacteria, virus, protozoa, all this, there can be an infection. Mechanical hazards can take place like injuries, ergonomic disorder, musculoskeletal disorder, all these things can happen. Psychological behaviors also can be changed. Headache, body ache, anxiety, depression, alcoholism, all this can happen. Okay, now that is why we need to take care of the occupational health. So what are the benefits that we will have? The benefits will be better health and earning capacity, better quality of life, prevention of accidents and any temporary and permanent disability, improved moral and enhanced productivity. So all this thing can happen, and for the organization and employer also there are a lot of advantages. So they will also have a good productivity. So the employer, the organization, they will have increased profit that is there, enabling the organization to focus on core business, reduce risk and cost of litigation, reduce medical and legal claims, better staff attendance and retention, improve staff motivation and competence, performance. So all these things are there, because accidents are more expensive. So if the accident happens in workplace, the organization needs to bear that. So it is very important they prevent the accident before it might happen. So various corrective measures are being taken. Now the effective occupational health and safety program focus on 6 elements. One is assessment of worksite safety and job hazard analysis. So how the job safety has been taken care of, how they identify the existing or potential job hazards, and they will try to reduce and eliminate them. Next is prevention and control of hazards. So preventing various hazards, maintaining a record of all chemicals and hazards material. So you will find warnings are being placed in the chemical bottles, and all warnings has been placed. So that is prevention and control of hazards. Okay, so wearing of gloves when you are handling it, training of staff regarding health and safety issues, very important. So the people, the staff needs to be trained so that they can cope up with all these things. Next, commitment of management. The management also should be committed. They should take care of the safety and health culture, because the organizational objective is prime. Okay, the cost control, quality and productivity. Involvement of employees. So when the employees are involved along with the employers, so individual within the organization believe that they have the right to a safe and healthy workplace and accept personal responsibility for ensuring his or her safety. Next is the organization should provide health counseling including physical and mental health, stress management, rehabilitation programs like medical, social, educational, vocational as per the problems. Those are there. Okay. So here in you, as I was telling you, there are a lot of symbols. Explosives, you have E, highly inflammable, F, toxic. So these are given. Next topic is ergonomics. What is ergonomics? Ergonomics is the study of humans at work in order to understand the complex relationship of people with their job requirement, methods of working, tools or equipments used, and the environment. So agronomics are the natural laws of work. So agron is work and nomics is natural law. So we can say the human factors engineering. So that is what is agronomics. Okay, the main objective for this is the conditions that are not hazardous to human health, are acceptable for workers, and to improve output and productivity. So agronomics is adjustment of human and machine. It involves application of human biological sciences combined with engineering sciences to achieve optimum mutual adjustment of human work within the benefit being measured in terms of human efficacy and well-being. So all these are agronomics. See, the human are there, biological human beings are there with the physiological and psychological relationship is also there, but also the work environment is also required, like noise, humidity, light, temperature, all these things also needs to be taken care of. Now what is the need for agronomics? Okay, improve safety and health by reducing the number of severity of injuries, reducing possibility of accidents due to human error, improves jobs effectiveness, so how well one works, okay, by reducing error, eliminating injuries, and improving job effectiveness. That's increasing job satisfaction through comfortable working conditions. So these are the various benefits of agronomics. So improve productivity, efficiency, reduces mistake, decrease absenteeism. So that is what every organization are looking forward to. Now this agronomics, it can be viewed in light of its effect on productivity. So there will be increase in the productivity. There will be it is a very good thing that there is a creation of a safe and productive work environment. Now employees will represent an organization's most important asset according to agronomics. So agronomic design consideration have to be shown to influence the employee productivity and retention. So there are points when there is entrepreneurship as well. Okay, self-employment and innovative entrepreneurs will take up their careers and go ahead. So next we are coming to entrepreneurship. It is the act of creating new and innovative enterprise or product or service. Okay, so people come up with new innovations and will start up a business or start up their career. So they entrepreneur is a person who undertakes the creation of such changes. They start building the change, they start developing the change, and they aim to make their livelihood through this. Our G.R.D. Tata, Dhirubhai Ambani, everyone were entrepreneurs. So entrepreneur ranges from small individual projects, micro projects, to the bigger ones. So next, what are the characteristics of an entrepreneur? They have a willingness to work hard because they are the first one to step into. Knowledge and skills for planning and implementation. Skills of management and finances, materials, personnel and time. Having the courage to take calculated risk because they are going to start up a business. Obviously there is a risk. Availability and preparedness to handle many tasks simultaneously, multitasking. Ability to learn and acquire the necessary skills for the task. Ability to deal with tough issues and find the solution. So here there are laws to have good communication skills, to cope up with setbacks because there will be challenges, there will be failures. They need to cope it up. They need to negotiate, strategize and prioritize their works. So All these are important for an entrepreneur to set up their feet in the world. Okay, so their social entrepreneurship focuses on doing social good. Okay, so the social entrepreneur will aim to achieve large scale benefits through entrepreneurship for a specific group or a society at large. So social entrepreneurs are social catalysts. They are called as social catalysts. They have got visionaries which will create social change and sustainable improvement. Okay, in the fields of economic development, healthcare, education, all these are social fields. So that is entrepreneurship, and with that we come to the end of this chapter. Thank you.